Hello everybody and welcome to the GARBAGEMICE podcast, and I have to say, you motherfuckers, you did it. I caved in to popular demand, and I'm recording this podcast right from home country. Isn't that right, Red Sante?
Yeah, artillery flew back to Syria. He sent me some pictures from the plane. I thought I saw a nuclear bomb falling from the sky in one of the pictures, but
No, that's just
not
Israel.
a big deal. Oh,
That's
okay,
just
that's base then. I approve of that.
Alright, and today we're going to be doing
A drinking episode. Sheesh. Oh, did artillery die? I guess he got assassinated or nuked, or a combination of the
Red
two.
Sante! We got bombed!
Oh,
We got
come
bombed!
on.
Artillery's dead! I'm artillery second, his brother, his second in command.
Wait, you're artillery's brother? Okay, you should be a lot more entertaining. You have all the good stories.
I'm the second coming of artillery, Red Sante.
Oh man, alright. Well, we're here, and I have a sad announcement to make at the beginning of the drinking episode. This is gonna be...
First, let me drink that Syrian vodka. Shot going down.
Shot going down. Alright. Well,
This sucks. Why does anybody fucking drink this shit? Oh. Fuck me. What the fuck is wrong with alcoholics? Who drinks this and is like, yeah, this is good. I'm gonna go for seconds. Speaking of which, going for seconds. I'm actually gonna pour this one. I don't even want to pour it. I have my hand tipped. It's just not letting me pour it. All right, here we go. Quit being a little pussy, artillery. This is one's going in my tea.
Come on, Syrian man.
Oh my god, this aftertaste is fucking disgusting. Christ. Well, let's not take.
Yeah, I have a sad announcement to make. This is gonna be a bit of a funeral here for my bottle of whiskey. My very expensive bottle of whiskey that I bought by accident is now dead. I'm drinking the last of it right now. So this is a very sad day.
You know, speaking of which, this is the second time on ever I opened this bottle that I bought for the last drinking episode. Remember
So
the one where I drank them?
like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
man.
here I am. The next one. I don't want to drink too much today, this episode, I'm going to be honest, because today is a sad day for me. And I'll let you guys know in a minute, but artillery straight up not having a good time, my friends.
Yeah, send artillery some nice words.
Please.
He's going through a rough time right now.
Speaking of nice words, I want to talk about, the thing that boosts my ego the most.
Okay, what's
All right?
that?
So, a lot of my friends and a lot of my family are quite high IQ, quite intelligent, quite smart people.
Okay.
So I have my childhood best friend and my closest cousin. By the way, closest cousin is Aryan as fuck. He's blonde hair, blue eyes, completely white skin. It's dude and he's jacked as well. So
He's German. He runs a camp for young
well, he is in
children
Germany.
of a certain
He is in
descent.
Germany. And he's actually a medical student, and so is my childhood best friend. And a lot of times, me and these people will be talking, and they'll be like, "Artillery, I gotta be honest with you, man. You might be the smartest person I ever know. You're probably smarter than me." And I'll be sitting there "Yes, no, you're the one smarter. I mean, look at your life decisions. Look at you're a medical." So inside I'm like, "Yes, you fucking know it," and I'm so glad.
You didn't choose to start a podcast. You have to be smarter than me. I don't think anyone with any level of intelligence would do what we do.
You know what? You're probably right. Which maybe speaks something about the intelligence of medical students. But
Medical students, take the L. The podcasters are coming in.
the artillery is coming
We're
in. The
here
BAC
to
in home
take over.
country is coming in. They'd be talking to a patient about myocarditis while I'll be sitting in a fucking... Dude, the career choice has to be a sign of some intelligence. I'll be honest with you. Because aside from being a podcaster, I have a job where I can go into the office where the biggest symbol on the wall is the pride flag, and then sit at my desk and simultaneously record a podcast about how I think most transgender people are slightly mentally ill.
Slightly? Come on.
Look, I can't risk it anymore. I can't
drink.
be that based. I can't be that based yet. Give me a couple more shots, I'll be in. I'll be in, baby. I'll be here to take over the
I guess
world.
I'll have to fill the role until then. I'll have to step it up.
Right now, you're talking to good Catholic, artillery who's a changed man, who's no longer racist. Give me a few more shots, and I'll start the Israel talk.
Artillery becomes a different man.
Yeah, you know it, baby.
Oh man, so you want to talk about the communion?
Oh!
I want to start off with that.
Why? Why would we start off with that? I already told you last time. I just had Alright, so y'all remember my girlfriend? I kept talking about her all the time. I know one of you motherfuckers is in Syria. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell this to anybody. But I broke up with her just a couple days ago. And this is still the worst thing that I've seen this week. This is still so much worse, in my opinion. This is awful.
I'll have to put this on screen because this is worthy.
Don't.
This is worthy.
I don't want to see it. I want to stay away. Yo, put it. I'll go make another podcast.
So we the anti-Skittle podcast, the anti-rainbow podcast. We don't want to taste the rainbow.
We have another schism in the garbage mice.
The rainbow has been co-opted. We don't want anything to do with it anymore. But what we're talking about, we have a picture here.
Yeah, show it.
I will. Of a communion with Skittles and iced tea, as opposed to bread and wine.
So, Reverend Dr. Jacqueline Louise, which is the blackest sounding woman name I have seen in my life. She's like, last night's communion was one of the most powerful I can remember. Powerful.
Yes.
Fucking powerful. Christ have mercy on us.
It was a communion of color. That's what it was.
Shut the fuck up, Red Son.
It wasn't the Last Supper. It was the last dine and dash.
Shut the fuck up. Dear Lord. This podcast's gonna send me right to hell. She's like, we offered congregants Skittles and Arizona iced tea, recalling Trayvon Martin's Last Supper before his crucifixion, which has to be way more sacrilegious than anything I've said in my life. I have to say this. Trayvon Martin's. What the fuck is Trayvon Martin? Let me guess. A black man who shot at police and got shot back.
So he was a 17-year-old kid who in 2012, I think, charged at a police officer in an attempt to take his gun and kill him, and he failed. And the officer, his name was George Zimmerman, and George Zimmerman was a Mexican guy who the news mistaked as a white guy. And he was called a white guy for a very long time until he actually appeared on camera, and he was very plainly not white. And then it kind of fell apart after that. But the thing that I want anyone who is listening to this right now to take away from this whole situation, this whole debacle with the Skittles and the Arizona, beneath all of the sweetness, there is a message that can be taken away.
Which this is not Christ's bottom bloody.
Yeah, it is absolutely not. And this is just yet another sign that our culture, white, pretty much every culture that isn't black in America is not compatible with theirs. This is yet another moment where it could not be any clearer that they aren't ever going to let this guy go. This guy is their personal hero. This is their savior. They look up to him, and They think that this guy is some kind of saint. And they're telling you...
They're comparing him to Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they are. And they're telling you through actions such as this that they hate you. That they hate your culture. And because they are sitting there as a congregation and worshiping the spirit of a guy who tried and failed to kill a police officer. And their culture is broken and sick. They have a problem, and their segment of society that they occupy is only American in its name. Nothing about them honors the one nation under God that many of us cherish so much.
All I want to say is I don't want to get fired, y'all. All right, but I gotta agree with you on one thing, which is the glorification of criminals.
Yeah.
Trayvon Martin was a fucking criminal. There's nothing to respect. There's nothing to...
Yeah, no, George Zimmerman got found innocent in court. This guy walked away with no charges. This guy's innocent.
And they're trying to rewrite history. They're trying to rewrite what actually happened. Time and time and time again. Same with Rittenhouse, Kyle Rittenhouse. Same with every single black man that is found without a gun on his body, and sometimes with a gun on his body, that is shot by police, is now a martyr for the cause. Which fucking baffles me. Just baffles me how people would run with this story. Not just black people, because look, don't you think there's some fucking, the bachelor's degree having, middle management position, white lady who's thinking to herself, Trayvon Martin was so wrongfully killed. He didn't do nothing. He
didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, maybe.
No, this is the type of people that are writing the news. It's not just black men who are, just going... Look, Bloods and Cribs are not having communion in memory of Trayvon Martin. It's not the Bloods and the Cribs. The Bloods and the Cribs have their own problems. I doubt they're like, George Floyd, he gone too soon. You know what I mean? They're probably thinking like, man, my cousin Nicky shot 8 people. He still didn't deserve to go. You know what I mean?
Man, they stole my brick of meth. They searched my house. They took it.
But you know what I'm talking about. Why is it? How crazy is it that actual criminals, literal fucking criminals, are being just, it's okay to immortalize them in society? Did fucking Trayvon Martin write a manifesto about industrial society and its consequences? Like, am I missing something? Is there like a Trayvon Martin manifesto?
I think he was just a normal guy who did this and he died. And yeah, this guy's a hero because of that.
Yeah.
And last thing I'll say is, you don't know what you're talking about if you think that this isn't about race. Like, this is not the people versus the bourgeoisie, because they go after everyone who isn't one of them.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on
this. They tried to paint
saying...
this guy as a white guy, and until it was just undisputable that he wasn't.
I'm not saying this isn't about race. Like, I'm not saying, if it was a white kid named Trayvon Martin who charged up police, a black police officer, I'm not saying like, it's going to be the exact same situation. It's going to be a white liberal woman. No, this is about the fucking media. This is about the, I need more drinks before I can say who did this, but I need more drinks.
And guess what? The government isn't going to shield you from the violence of these communities. So maybe next time you drive by a local gun shop, you should consider the things that I have said. I'll leave it at that.
America needs a Kaiser figure. You know who Julius Caesar is? Let me tell you something.
Explain.
You had the Senate,
as I take
right?
a drink.
Oh my God. You had the Roman Republic. A democracy of free men, which after hundreds of years disintegrated to the point where the political elite were their own set of people. Like, they follow their own set of rules. And, the Senate, they just did whatever they want. The elected representatives, They just did what was in the good and in the favor of themselves, of the ruling elite class. Until you had this guy, Julius Caesar, who, well, might have had delusions of grandeur, also might have been a man for the people. It's not like one or the other, it's both. And he said, fuck the Senate, and conquered Rome. He took his army, a Roman general, and marched onto Rome. You know what I mean? This is where you get the empire. This is where you get, like, Augustus. This is where you get the rulers who told the political elite, shut the fuck up. You know what Kaiser Augustus did? And I'm not saying this to promote political violence. I staunchly stand against political violence. I stand against all forms of terrorism. But he wrote edicts in the name of not every, but the majority of the rich and ruling class of Rome, to have them depersoned and outlawed. Outlawed meaning they are not under the protection of the law. You can kill them where you find them. The government will take their wealth, and if you kill them, you can take a part of their wealth as well.
I could get behind something like this.
Hey, look, it was awful for the people. You know, families turned against themselves because would you figure if you have some rich fucking Roman banker who is raising his children to be rich Roman bankers like him, and then all of a sudden there's more wealth in killing your father than there is in not killing your father? I wonder what will happen.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, I have to whisper this part. My window is open, and my neighbors are outside. I hope they don't hear me being too based.
Say the N-word. Say it.
On episode 100, I will say the N-word.
Say a slur. Say a slur. Come on.
Okay, I'll use a slur in a sentence. I hate that the kikes are ruining the housing market because I'm trying to buy property, and it's getting increasingly more difficult.
I'm just gonna say a slur in a sentence. I hate the. That's even worse than me saying it myself, dude. How drunk are you? Christ almighty.
I've had, I don't know, maybe 6 shots.
All right, we're going in. This is going to be a 2-hour episode.
I hope so. I hope I live 2 more hours. I think my liver is screaming right now. It's on the verge of failure.
No, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You're 6 foot cubed. You'll be fine. You're one of us.
Yeah, I can handle a lot.
All right. Do you guys remember Your Friendly Hood?
I think some people do remember him. Yeah, there's some OGs out there in the audience.
Represent.
We see you out there. Cascade, Richard, maybe Gator. I don't know if Gator still listens to this.
All right, listen up. So, at the time of Your Friendly Hood, there was a guy named Noni, I believe, who sent us all a link to a democracy Discord server where people were able to vote democratically on whatever the fuck they wanted, right? Like, oh, you can start your own party, and then, you can have your own little shitty politics and debates, and, like, the president has a lot of power to do legislation, yada, yada, yada. Right? It's just a LARP server. So me and Your Friendly Hood, and people from this server, and from Your Friendly Hood server, barged into that fucking democracy server, immediately established a Christian nationalist party, and started spamming "I hate the Antichrist" as our campaign slogan.
Let's go. Finally right? A political party that I can get behind.
Well, the first server actually, after a little bit of drama, like the server owners, one of them like started making alt accounts and inviting them in because he didn't want us to win, and he knew we had like way overwhelming numbers than whatever he had. So he invited alts, and then the main guy told him, no, you can't have alts. And the guy just fucking deleted the server. Server 1 got fucking nuked. There was like 100 people in there, or like something like that. 200 people.
Man.
It was brilliant. second server we go into. This was recent. I rediscovered that they have re-established their democracy roleplay server. So I invite the old knights of the Christian nationalist frontier to take over. And like, as soon as election time came, they also shut down that fucking server.
They don't want you to win. They don't want to see the anti-Antichrists win.
They saw us like actually fucking destroying anybody else. We were a wee bit toxic, I'll be honest, but everybody else was. Like, it's just the nature of the server, free speech. Finally, they make a third server, and they promised this time they would not delete it. So we go in, and let me go into the history channel. Artillery, win 10 elections in a row. Actually, wait, I think I win 6 elections, lose 1 election to Artillery, who's a piece of shit. Hi, Artillery, fuck you. And, finally, where the fuck is the history channel? There's a history channel. Ah, here we go, here's the history channel. Yeah, basically, I'm just owner until one of the OG guys, because Artillery voted for him and swung the vote. He voted in like some guy named Dave, and Dave had like a tranny as his second man.
The Vice President tranny. It sounds like America next year, the 2024 election.
So one of the laws reinstated, like our running law for, like, a running policy for my first presidency, was that we would set up strict immigration control. So like, you can't vote for a week or 10 days, after you've joined the server. So like, he's talking to this guy Boot, like the trannies, like talking like, hey, can't vote unless you've been here for 2 weeks, or have it good with that, or have it good with the immigration faggot. That's me. He's like, that's also the owner of the server's like, that's also correct thanks to Artillery's first turn. It's been kind of ruthless. So the tranny goes, I'm gonna have so much fun wiping the floor with him. I hate that guy so much. Okay, I think I have a plan. First, we're gonna repeal Amendment 1. I tried repealing Amendment 1. Like, I personally dislike that amendment because it killed the activity on the server, but whatever. Which gets our foot in the door. Next, we do a blanket repealing of all the other amendments. You have to democratically vote. This will never pass. Whatever. Since we'll have increased voting power from repealing Amendment 1.
So you're just trying to get rid of the entire constitution of this server. Okay.
Yeah. It should be easy. It should be easy. This is my favorite part. Next, we get every party except the Christian on board with us. Make up whatever we have to. We vote to outlaw Christianity. If that doesn't make Artillery rage quit, then we make a vote to make presidency last a month, add boobbot, make not safe for work channels, etc. Because we're a Christian party, we banned like porn.
Based, let's go.
Yeah. Until he gets pissed and leave. And by transitive property, the server dies too. So he was devising this anime master plan of repealing everything the Christian party has done, so that he may have power. And he's like, Artillery pisses me off so much. I hate him so much.
This sounds like a miserable Discord server.
It's not. He's just the only guy like this. Everybody else just doesn't
like
take it seriously.
You're like a local coomer on Discord. You're enjoying the NSFW channel, and then it just gets nuked out of nowhere. No more booba, no more nothing, no more women. You're forced to be an incel. That's the law in this server.
No more OnlyFans leaks. Anyway, so here's what he did. So after Artillery voted in Dave for the second time, Dave appointed Bootleg as his vice president. And guess what Bootleg did? He just deleted every channel on the server and like added a porn channel, which is against our constitution. And he got banned. He got fucking banned. Because he just nuked the server because he saw that he could do it. And instead of going on this like week-long, I don't know, Kaikaku master plan. He just fucking nuked everything. Alright, so he got banned, and Dave was left as a president. 2 days later, Dave nuked the server as well. Like, the server was reestablished, all the channels were added again, the roles were re-added so that people could be in the Christian party again, and boom. Dave fucking nuked it.
Oh, Dave. Dave is gonna go down in the history books as the great nuker.
Alright. What happens next? Yeah, there was this third guy. Let me get the copy pasta up here. Oh my god. So there was this third guy who, after the 2 nukes, still wanted to counter the Christian Frontier Party, which again is just a vague collection of shitposting Christians. So he said he wants to go for presidency, and part of the LARP is like, okay, you gotta say what you're running for presidency upon, right? Can you guess what his response was to, like, his campaign?
I don't know. I'm assuming that all presidents from now on have dementia, so it was probably an incoherent response.
He's not a president yet, he's just running. But he says, because there's like 4 parties. The Christian party, which is mostly me and you friendly hoods guys. Artillery's party, which is mostly the garbage mice and rubbish rodents dude. Dave's party, which is 1 member who got banned.
So it's just Dave.
It's just Dave. And this guy's new party, who writes everything in like creepy Discord formatting, because he is just so cool. So his running
What do you
command
mean by
is...
Discord formatting? Like, he just types it out in emojis and GIFs?
No. Like, let me show you something, right? This is gonna blow your mind. Yo. There's a way to, like, hypertext things so that they appear in a little box. I forgot how to do it, but like you can do this, for example. Nigga. You see how big
That's a very incriminating screenshot. I'm putting that on the screen.
No, don't, please.
I've already screen capped it, so it's archived forever.
Fuck me. Anyway, what was his name? The guy says, hopefully I can establish some sort of council among party leaders and create a temporary government. I want to establish a military and hold events and voice chat to create tight community that isn't afraid of each other. He wants to create a community.
Military, bro. Your military is going to consist of trannies. Your military is going to kill themselves before they kill anything else.
You want to hear what the military does?
What does the military do?
Let me continue. I want to expand the terms to roughly 2 weeks once we have an established, more complex system, preferably help planned out by other leaders, like a democracy system. Then once everyone is less paranoid and angry, I just want to have fun, organizing hunt-downs for toxic servers, neo-Nazis, and anybody who's just generally scum. In between all, I want to just make the server more fun and sustainable as a kind of Discord nation.
I think we need to all boycott Discord. This is going too far. You know, anyone who wants to join me in living on a piece of land in the middle of nowhere and sending conspicuous pieces of mail out, you can join me. Send me a message. You can join me. And we can boycott Discord.
But I want to show you something, right? So, you know, the copy pasta goes like, hopefully I can establish some sort of council among party leaders, right?
Sure.
Council among party leaders, so check out Garbage Bin. So I wrote this copy pasta in response. Hopefully I can establish some...
Just posting this in the general chat.
Yeah, just read it. Hopefully I can establish some sort of council
among us. It just says among us sus a million times.
Yeah, and then what was his... And then he like got mad at us because we were telling him not your personal army and just generally spurging out because he's being stupid. Mm-hmm. Then he's like, at some point after he got leadership, he's like, everybody's so toxic against me. It's all so personal. He's like, nobody felt it was personal except you and the other guy, the fucking tranny. You have shown enough yourself to know your archetype. He's like, you don't know me. Like, we know you're fucking stupid. And then he's like, come on. What did I do? And it's like, this server was like, it's just a bunch of people shitposting, dude. And then his response was like, that's it? Like, that's all? At a score? Like, yeah.
That's all.
You see why this whole, like, hopefully I can establish some sort of council thing is stupid? It's like, yeah, I can tell. Which felt very mature for me for some reason. I felt bad for the guy. Because he's like, not LARPing. This is real.
This guy's trying to become a real politician over Discord. This is important. This is something that is very, very essential for this guy's success on Discord. He's gonna put this on his resume.
I feel bad for him. I really do.
Yeah.
But that's just terminally online Discordites. God.
Man. Is that all you gotta say about that? I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, I remember one last thing. So, after the second nuke dropped, and then the guy who owned the server reestablished everything.
Yeah.
Like, after trying so long to keep us from holding power for so long, and then failing so hard and so miserably, and whenever we lose power, like, shit like 2 nukes dropping happens. Like, when we're in power, it's just a regular server, except you can't post porn. And, like, but then when we lose power, it's like, they're just fucking nuking everything. Destroying everything. He left the server and left the I want to establish a council guy as owner. The I want to establish a council guy, once he realized how fucking silly everything is, he just gave me ownership. I went from, like, being the guy they didn't want, like, to be in the server to the guy running the fucking server.
Let's
literally
go.
have admin
Everything
rights.
is better when artillery is in charge. Except for the garbage mice. We need to fire artillery from the garbage mice.
And then, like, I can see their secret channel, like, for all the election officials, the admins. And the guy's like, praying for a swift and violent revolt. Otherwise, this is gonna be a really boring couple of weeks. And then the other guy's like, I desperately want to debate the entire United Christian Frontier, but that could hardly be called ideal election official behavior.
Man, are there like actual debates that happen in this server? Because I'll join for that. If there are like proper voice chat debates, I will join to listen in on some of those.
There were some at some point, especially in the old servers, but they stopped doing those. Because like, they kept deleting the servers that were full of the interesting people until all the people who were left were just us. The guys they didn't want to come. You know?
Man. Was your friendlyhood in a bunch of those, and he's not anymore?
No, he's still there.
Okay.
Your friendlyhood is in the server. And then he's like... And then I can see them, like, doing their pseudo-philosophy talk. I completely disagree that there's such a thing as a universal perspective. Actually, that's where I differ from other moral frameworks. And then he goes on to explain why murder isn't actually bad and we just think it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this kind of fucking people?
Yeah, moral subjectivists. I know what you mean.
It's not just moral subjectivists. Everything is subjective. Life is subjective. Existence is subjective. We probably aren't even real. Aren't I so smart and introspective?
Well, what makes you think that you're real, artillery? Let me ask you that.
That I'm real?
Yeah. Well, I mean...
It's just the fact that I exist.
Yeah, I guess it's not even like a Dave Chappelle tier comedy writer could write a character like you, so you must be real.
What do you mean a character like me, huh?
I'm joking. You're a good guy.
Fair enough. Thank you. That's all.
Yeah. If anyone is curious as to, by the way, it's something that came to mind. I have spotted your friendly hood in the wild on several occasions. Whenever I see clips from Nick Fuentes' stream, like there's a good chance whenever I see a Nick Fuentes clip where his stream chat is on the screen, I'll see your friendly hood's name in the chat, just saying like a bunch of random stuff, like praising Nick and whatnot.
What do you think about Nick Fuentes?
I think that he's a groomer, and he's likely a homosexual, and he's likely not actually a Christian.
What makes you say that?
There have been many, many documented instances of minors being involved in his movement. And
in what way?
And on the topic of him being a homosexual, he went on dates with a guy on camera. The footage is archived. He went on dates with a guy named Catboy Cammy, who...
I know Catboy Cammy. Wait, for real?
Yeah. He went on dates with that guy on camera. There's footage of it.
How long ago was this?
I don't remember. Like 2-3 years ago.
Ah, jeez. Because I'm thinking like, okay, maybe maybe 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, he was caught up in the whole fucking nonsense.
Like, normally with these types of things where, like, someone is an internet star and they're relatively young, I'll say, like, oh, the stupid stuff that they did when they were, like, a teenager, I'll forgive that. But with Nick, it's, like, the opposite. Like, I liked him when he was a teenager. When he was, like, 19 and the shows that he was doing on YouTube, I thought those were good. And he's fallen so far in the past couple of years that I can't stand the guy anymore. And I think that what he's doing is borderline criminal.
What is he doing? Like, elaborate.
Do I really need to? It's not that important.
I don't know. This is interesting to me.
Yeah.
I keep hearing about the groypers, about the far-right groypers. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
If you want to know about the top groypers, like that's just a funny cast of characters. Like a lot of the guys that are like big streamers for America First, they're just funny.
Not fair.
Like there's a guy who his name is Ali, and he's this like autistic Indian guy who comes from a very rich family. And he goes out in public and does like a real life stream. He does like an IRL stream. And he goes up to random people and he's like, do you want to join America First? You want to join America First? We are very fond of Nick Fuentes. It's just funny. Like,
oh, fair enough. I still don't know that side of the internet. Yeah,
it's not worth getting into.
I agree. Like, political fucking YouTubers. I'm just tired of it. You know what? I don't want to be mad about the fact that some beer fucking company raised a pride flag somewhere. Alright. It's not that I'm indifferent. Just... why do I gotta be mad all the fucking time? Have you seen what the liberals are doing? Yes, they're grooming children. That's bad. We should stop it. Alright, why should I be mad at some fucking, some 19-year-old autistic woman who's like screeching at the top of her lungs? I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't want criminals to be venerated as saints. I don't want all this shit to be happening. But at the same time, let's go to Tim Pool's channel. I think he's a good example. and Tim Pool is so like modest about this as well. He's not even like trying to rile people up. But
yeah, dude, I remember at my last job, I had coworkers who thought that Tim Pool was like an alt-right person, and he's so moderate. He's like pretty in the middle on almost everything.
All right, so again, like this is the kind of shit that being fucking borderline obsessed with politics will get you into. Ready to be mad for the past. What's 48 times 2? 96. 96 hours. Let's get mad for 96 hours. Alex Jones says Deep State will try to assassinate Donald Trump. Starbucks employee from 150 stores on strike over removal of pride decor. Okay, that's kind of funny.
That is kind of funny. Like
that's really funny.
I've heard two different sides of the Starbucks thing. I've heard on one half, some stores are getting reprimanded by corporate for banning those things, but then on the other half, some stores are getting away with it, which that's kind of based.
All right, but 150 store. Starbucks has a lot more than 150 stores.
It feels like there are 150 stores just in my city. Like there's one on every block.
Let me check Vancouver. All right.
Like I swear, there was like
Starbucks.
There are places where there's like a Starbucks.
Oh my god, there's 3 Starbucks in a 100-meter radius.
Yeah, I was just about to say there are places like there are intersections around here where there's on one corner of the intersection there's a Starbucks, and on the opposite corner there's also a Starbucks. So no matter which way you're going, like which street you're on, you can always make a right hand or a left hand turn and be at a Starbucks almost instantly.
How many Starbucks in Vancouver? Google Maps won't even show you all. The number of Starbucks location in 2023. 1,423 locations in Canada alone.
Man.
This is 10 times as much just in Canada. I'm like, what's happening? That's funny. Leftist defends graphic books and adult dating apps for children. Again, leftist does it. Who's the leftist? I don't know who it is. Some fucking weird guy. I'm mad now for the previous 10 hours. New York City drag marches scream, "We're coming for your children." Have you seen that one, actually?
Repeat that.
There was a drag show at New York City where there starts, screaming, "We're here! We're queer! We're coming for your children!" I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not even, making up... No, we're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children. That was the chant. And it appeared to be 50, 70 people chanting it at the time. Just in the video alone.
Yeah, that's strange to me that there aren't more parents doing something about that.
Well, maybe they are, but Tim Pool certainly won't fucking report on it.
Oh, man.
Elemental movie flops at I'm reading the red text. You know how thumbnails have emphasis on one word? I'm emphasizing it. Flops at box office. Features non-binary character. Alright, so Disney sucks. Congratulations. Enormous protest erupts at Dodger Stadium over anti-Catholic pride performance. I actually care about this one. Liberal fact-checked as wrong, claiming Hillary did not have phone smashed by hammer. Biden admin shred. My voice can't do this much longer, man. Oh, this one's funny. This one is not actually bad. This one's funny. Elon Musk versus Zuckerberg. Cage match might actually happen. Cage match. Alright, here's a funny one. Civil War in regular letters. Coup! In Russia, feared as military descends on city streets. It's not even the military, it's just some other dudes.
Oh man, there is just endless content making fun of Tim Pool.
New report says U.S. government funded scientists who worked at Wuhan lab in China.
Oh man, there's been something. Unless you want to keep going with this bit, there's been something that's just kind of been
62% of all voters say charges against Donald Trump are politically motivated.
Oh wow, you don't say this guy, who is one of the most infamous politicians in the history of the entire world, had charges against him that were politically motivated. You don't man.
Listen, this is the funniest one by far. I was just gonna say this one because nothing.
I'm bracing for impact. This better be a tactical nuke of immeasurable scale. I'm ready. Go.
AT&T pulls out. of San Francisco City in dying total collapse of democratic policies. Once AT&T pulls out. That I needed to see that headline. I needed to see that. That makes my day.
Oh man, I think I need to compose myself going forward. Can we actually take a little pause so that I can get some water and recompose myself here?
Hey, all right.
You maybe go make some more tea or something. I'm gonna go get some water.
My tea tastes like shit after I added 1 shot of vodka to it.
Wait, you put the tea in the vodka? What are you doing?
I put the vodka in the tea.
Oh, yeah.
It's the other way around.
Other way around. You put the vodka in the tea? What are you doing?
Oppa Syrian style. That's a real song, by the way. Oppa Syrian style.
Oh, man. Okay, we gotta react to that.
Oh my god. I actually... No. I want to read... I remember this line from my childhood in 2012 when Oppa Syrian style came out, alright? Yeah. Like a boss, I was walking, drinking Coca-Cola, when suddenly I see when suddenly I look and see pretty girl... No, wait. When suddenly I see a pretty girl and go to say hi. But then I remember that there are no more girls and she turns her back and she's a gay guy. This was Syrian style in 2012. Syrian style 2012.
Alright, I need to go get some water, and then we'll react to this in a second. Give me a second.
We can play the audio.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna be right back.
Alright, go ahead. Okay, kids, hold up. I gotta tell you about Israel real quick, right? So Israel is not a legitimate state. It was started by 1948 by Zionist... what was his name? Levon? I don't remember his name. I don't want to remember his name. I want him to be forgotten by history. But that guy was like, alright, we Jews need our ancestral land. This only started in the fucking like late 1800s or late 1900s. So he's, rich guy. Woohoo, we need to start our own nation. And it has to be in this place where there's already people. And in Palestine, there were Jews already. Like, there was this considerable amount of Jews, especially after Julian the Apostate, the guy, that banished, that didn't banish Christianity, but rejected Christianity, was like, okay, let's return Jews to Jerusalem, just in case, this stops Christianity, because he was a pagan and really hated Christianity, like some other pagans do now. Anyway, Julian the Apostate brings them back, and they lived peacefully for about 2,000 years with Arabs, with all the conquerors, with the people who, with the Crusaders, everybody who came. It's just fine. People live together sometimes. Anyway, suddenly it has to be purged of all the Arabs, of all the Muslim swine. This nation that already belonged not just to the Muslims, but the Muslims, Christians, everybody lived there. So in 1948, they just the guys that have been settling from Europe for about 100 years now suddenly declared its own state, backed by the West, backed by England and France specifically, and then later by the US. And boom, they basically kicked the Arabs out of their homes. The Arab nations revolted. They were like, no, we're not going to take this. We started to go to war against them, and we were winning until they mobilized their entire nation after a 10-day ceasefire, where they had been gaining more and more support from European and Western countries. So after that, Israel became what it is today, and is known for many horrible crimes against humanity, crimes against the United Nations, crimes against the UN Code of Geneva Convention, anything that guarantees human dignity and human safety and human rights that has been declared and signed by multiple nations has been violated by Israel. Also, they didn't sign the Chemical Warfare and the Weapon of Mass Destruction Act. They're a real horrible state. Anyway, they kept doing political assassinations. They kept making false flag operations. You all know, I'm pretty sure all the GARBAGEMICE people know about the USS Liberty, about the Levon affair.
What are you talking
how's
about?
It going, Nothing.
Are you doing the podcast without me? Are you saying that I am not a necessary part of this two-man operation?
No.
I am insulted right now. I demand a refund.
I'm just practicing my vocal cords.
I demand a refund.
I'm just practicing my vocal cords, you know?
Dr. Fauci. Oh man.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm gonna take another swig here.
Dear Lord.
So what were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
Something about democracy.
Oh yeah, I was reading Tim Pool's titles, and then we were gonna react to Syrian Style.
Syrian Style.
Do you want to react to it? Do you think this will be like good? Let's see if it's like copyright struck. Yeah, it's copyright struck by Gundam Style.
Let's just listen to it off air, and then we'll give our thoughts on it. We'll come back and talk about it.
I'll share the link with you.
All right.
And I'll send it in like our news channel.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like we should leave it until later in the episode, just in case. Or no, we can make a funny topic out of it. If we can't, we'll just scrap the fucking bit.
Yeah.
All right, where's Secret Hangout? There you go.
Oh man.
How was that?
Oh man, that was a banger.
All right, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Were they white?
Didn't really look like it, no.
No, you can't say that, dude. The guy on the right is literally redheaded.
Dude, do you think I can see straight right now? You've underestimated me.
Dude, the mic quality as well. That's just brilliant.
Oh man, yeah, that's so funny. The Syrian mic.
Oh, I love Syrian.
Yeah, Rusty Cage would be very, very angry about the quality.
Angry. He would be angry.
Very angry.
And he would be, he'd be like, wait, they're living in a civil war and aren't guillotining people? People have
Triggered.
lives? Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Hey, Rusty, you missed out on the Syrian style.
Garbage Mice style. Hey.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Alright, that's worthy of taking another sip here. Out of my bottle here.
No, we were going to talk about Adam something. Remember that guy?
No, I don't know who that is.
Alright, so let me tell you about Adam something real quick. Adam something is a YouTuber who makes a lot of, videos about some tech scams, I really fucking hate this guy so much. I really love him. But whatever. Look. This guy makes videos about why car-centric societies are bad in general, how they cause many problems, and how there are a lot of tech scams, I want to say. But then he does like stupid videos with stuff that he has no business discussing. Like, Ukraine war. If Ukraine pulls this off, Russians are in big trouble. Shit like that. Or like, what is it? Why we don't build quote-unquote beautiful buildings anymore. And that video I straight up dislike. Because I like ornate buildings. I like buildings that look nice. Right? I think everybody does.
Yeah, no, they're kind of cool.
They're beautiful. They make you think of something. They showcase human.
I think that when I was in New York, I went to some kind of nice old building like that. I mean, it can't be too old because it's in America. But I think I did go to something like that, like an old church.
Exactly. And then his videos like, it's only white supremacists and other people who want ornate buildings, and they will be too expensive anyway. So fuck your white supremacism. Like, dude, look. I feel like if leftists didn't have that complete brain rot mental retardation about many bullshit social issues. Oh, racism, it's racism when white cops shoot black people, no matter what the black person is doing. It's racist when you arrest black people. It's literally genocide when you misgender someone. If they got rid of that, we can agree on a lot of problems. We can agree on the problems in tech scams in Silicon Valley, in our banking, in our cities, and how they're designed, in lobbying, in so much. Why do you have to take up the indefensible positions of all this nonsense?
I would definitely. I don't know if I should give this kind of personal anecdote or not, but there was a person that I was friends with maybe a year and a half ago.
Doxed, I know where you live. He had a friend.
I had a friend.
Not too many people have a friend.
Nobody around here has a friend unless you live in a certain area. But no, I had a person who could have potentially been a friend of mine who didn't pursue a friendship as much as I did because they thought that I was some kind of racist just because of my opinions on different things. They thought that I was like a literal Nazi because I went to certain political conventions and whatnot.
Okay, but if you're gonna stop being friends with someone over political conventions, I mean, it also depends as well, because on one hand, if I find out that one of my friends is a liberal, I'm not gonna cut them off and be like, fuck this guy forever.
Well, can I just say real quick? I feel bad for these people. Like, I don't hate them at all. I feel bad because I know from personal experience that most of the people who are young, like below the age of maybe 25, are just copying other people who they respect and picking up different patterns of behavior from their environment. And so when someone does something like that, where they cut off a friendship, they end a friendship because of a political disagreement, I know that that's not actually them. I know that that's whatever conditioning that they have. They haven't broken the conditioning. And so they're just following orders, so to say. The Nuremberg defense.
But I'm not gonna stop being friends with somebody because they're a Democrat. But at the same time, if you're going out in the streets yelling, "We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children," I'm not gonna let you in a 5-meter radius around me. I'm not gonna let you within arm's length, because once you reach that arm's length, you're gonna get punched. Because holy fucking shit, who says that? Who says we're coming for your children? Who says that boldly? They said that last time in San Francisco. How bad was the backlash? How come they can say it now?
Yeah.
Sheesh. There are like differences that you can't just reconcile with people, and that's kind of sad.
Hey guys, so this is editor Red Sante here, and at this point in the podcast, me and Artillery talked about some pretty personal stuff, some pretty sad stuff, and we thought it would be better if we just cut it out. So I'm just letting you know. Anyways, back to the program.
No shit. I'm actually losing weight so hard right now. I'm not eating much, not because I'm like, boo-hoo, my life's... No, I'm just trying to lose weight so that I can start being the chick magnet, 6-foot, Giga Chad Artillery.
Yeah. I don't even know if that's like the solution. That's what you do if you want to get like hookups.
No, but I want to get both. Like, here's my explanation. If you see a really fat man who doesn't appear to really care for himself, I'm not even really that fat.
Yeah, no, you're not. Like, I saw the video of you. You're really not.
But I'm still fat. I'm still on that obese line.
Yeah, you look like you're bulking. Like, you look like you're a bodybuilder who's like in the bulking season.
I am strong again, but I still need a level of fitness. I have been eating too much. I have been letting myself go just because I felt too safe. This is one of the things Uncle Ted talks about. But look, I want a pious, I want an honest girl. I want a girl I can respect, I can love, without really having to worry about stuff, and also who understands me. So it's hard when you lose someone like that.
Yeah.
Shit, like now I'm thinking, all right, what kind of woman would like to see my memes about 3 brackets them 3 brackets?
Yeah. I've thought about that so much before. Like, is there a single woman on this earth who, like, if I started dating again, is there a single woman on this planet who I would show this podcast?
Well, there was her at some point. Now that's
Did
gone.
she see an episode of this? Did she know it
Yeah.
existed? Man.
Yeah. No, because I shared everything with her. We were so close. I told you, I loved that woman, and she loved me.
Yeah.
But, fuck me, man. I don't care. But alas.
Is there actually something preventing you from just taking a trip back to Syria?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't
Same
know
reason
that.
I can't go to America. Yeah.
Hey, that's kind of messed up. So you go to Canada and now you're just trapped there?
I'm not trapped. I'm just waiting for stuff to get finalized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I really don't have the legal precedent to leave or any visa anywhere I go. It's complicated. It's a complicated situation.
I'm sure it is.
I'm still 1 shot in, by the way. You're all fucked up, and I'm just like 1 shot.
Yeah. You're not on my level. You can't match the Red Sante. You can't have a half a bottle of whiskey.
Hey, again, I'm losing weight, so I don't want to get too lightheaded, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Anyway.
we're gonna switch topics here. Because this has been something that I've been thinking about for a while, and I didn't really know how to bring it up on the podcast, but I can just talk about it now.
Yeah.
So there's...
What is it?
I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now, especially after the video that Jim Can't Swim made on the case. Everyone knows by now about the case of Casey Anthony, the girl who killed her own daughter.
Yep.
Yeah. Cause she was, I think 22, same age as me. And
Yep.
and she did that, and that's terrible. But yeah, the case is very famous in America because it's an American case. It happened in Florida, and she did like a comically bad job of covering it up. And that's like one of the things that makes the case so popular. And also that she's a very mentally ill person, like very much a sociopath, a pathological liar. And very, very messed up in the head, to say the least.
Yep.
And there's a clip that I saw a couple of years ago that has been on my mind since I saw it. Very inspiring to me since I saw it. And hold on, I gotta let my cat in. Give me a second.
Oh, man.
Alright. The cat is in the building. I repeat.
Nice.
But so there's a clip from, I believe it was one of the prosecuting attorneys on the trial of Casey Anthony, who went on a monologue, as attorneys do, during the opening statement. And
Yep.
what she said during the opening statement hit me so hard, because I was just thinking while listening to it that you could apply every single thing that the opening attorney said, that she said in the opening statement. You could apply it 1-to-1 to women who have had an abortion because they didn't want the responsibility of being a mother.
Yep.
Like there were quotes throughout that statement, like, oh, she wanted to be free. She was envious of her peers. She was envious of her boyfriend because her boyfriend had this free life, this life where he was a promoter of a nightclub, and she was jealous of that. And then
Yeah.
the trial commenced for the murder of her 2-year-old child. And it was so blackpilling in the end because they let her go. I don't know if you knew that about the case. She got not guilty on all charges.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Girl, 22-year-old, murders her child, not guilty on all charges.
Christ.
Maybe there was like one really small charge where she didn't even get jail time for it. But that was the case back in 2013 or whenever the trial was. And that has just been on my mind since then. Like, this is, our society, there's just something wrong with it. And I don't know what to say other than that. Like, I feel like I sound like a broken record at this point. Just saying over and over that something is wrong. But it's just true that this is the state of affairs. And it makes me so upset that most people look at the case of Casey Anthony and similar cases and say that this woman should be in jail forever. But women who have convenient abortions, like, oh, that's nothing. That's just medical care. And I think from that perspective, if it were up to me, the abortion Americans, the women who have abortions, would get the same punishment as Casey would have gotten had she been convicted.
Yeah.
Which I think that they were pursuing the death penalty, and that seems appropriate to me.
Sometimes it feels like the best thing you can do is just go live on some far, far away place, like a commune, like with the Amish, or with the Mennonites.
I mean, I plan on living on a commune by myself. No one else is gonna be a part of my commune.
Well, by yourself, you're missing out on, all the people interactions. You know people by their name. You walk it. Imagine going to the fucking store. Everybody knows each other at the grocery store. You see, oh, that's my neighbor. I know Josh, the grocery store owner.
Yeah.
We're missing out on something, man. We're missing out on what's real. And at this point, I'm even starting to ponder, like, can we even find other people? Like, if I want to live the rest of my life with a woman, now, I can't have that woman of my childhood love. Not just her, by the way, not just my ex, but my first ex as well. And even the girls in Syria in general, it's just, over sexualization. I'm in a foreign country. In this country, if I want to go date like a girl who's 18, I've had 12 sexual partners or whatever. And on one hand, there's the whole your history doesn't make who you are thing. But on another hand, it really says something about you.
Yeah, no, that's like become a bit of a meme now in a lot of right-wing circles, that like there are women who say that they're like traditional Christians. They're they want a trad man to settle down with, but they have this huge history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you start to doubt motivations. Like, are they actually regretful, or
yeah? I'm at the point now where I can't trust people like that, because it's like a grift at this point where women, they party in their 20s, and then when it's time to settle down, that's when they suddenly change. And it's like, no, you're just a skinwalker. Like you're just trying to appeal to in a sociopathic manner. You're just trying to appeal to people.
That is true. Like, when I remember that blue-haired girl, that's what she was trying to do. She was just trying to appeal to me. She was just trying to see, okay, what can I say to make him interested? Not just in, like, pursuing her in a romantic way, but just in talking to her in general. Like, she just started making up tragedies she was going through.
And
that's tough, man. Like, I don't know that we want a drinking episode to be tough like this.
I'm sure people are enjoying it.
Yes.
That's what we're here for.
In their misery.
We bleed on a stage for your entertainment.
I'm gonna find a house in some small county somewhere. But look at this one. 2011 CAD D9 project. See description. Put this one on screen, Jimmy.
What is this?
So this was for sale on Facebook with the comment of zoning board came to their senses. No longer need. My loss your game.
Which is a reference to the guy in Colorado. I forget.
Yeah.
The Killdozer, I think was what it was called.
Yep.
Yeah. For 52,000, you can make a real change in your town. Actually, I don't even know. Did what was his name? Marvin Heemeyer, did he even make a change? Or is he just remembered as a guy who tried?
That's even more blackpilling.
How long have we even been going? An hour and 30 minutes? Wait, how?
Nice. I guess we were drunk.
I thought it was like 20 minutes.
We've had a good run. We've got a good run time.
Oh, man. Oh, that's crazy.
Time just flies when you're having fun, dude.
It does.
It does.
Man. Well, you want to maybe do one or two more topics and then we close this out?
I want to formally apologize to Rusty Cage for calling him a cuck. Well, actually, my girlfriend is not selling her nudes on OnlyFans. My ex is not either, so maybe it still stands. Hey, what do you think, Red Sante? Is this divine, retribution for my insolence, or is Rusty still Rusty?
I think you might be being humbled here.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
But like this.
Yeah, you want to move on to a different topic here? Because I got something.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
This is something that I told you about earlier this week. There was a video that came out of a kid at a high school in Ohio. You know what I'm talking about here?
Ah, yes. Dude, you finally waited to bring up that topic at the end of the fucking podcast.
Yeah, so there was a kid who was a high school student, 18 years old, and he brought a little thing to school. Now let me ask you this. In Syria, did you ever know anyone who brought any weapons to school? Did anyone ever bring like a grenade to show and tell? Anything like that?
Not a grenade, but I know somebody who brought nunchucks.
Oh, man. Well, this high school in Ohio is officially more dangerous than a high school in Syria.
Why? What happened?
So a kid brought a gun to school. He brought...
Well, it's not the first time that happened. Not in America, at least. I mean, I don't like to make school shooting jokes, but come on, dude. You can't just hand it to me like this.
Yeah, so this kid brought... it was some stupid gun. He brought like a .22 lever-action hunting rifle.
He brought a cowboy gun.
Yeah, it was something you'd see out of like Red Dead 2. Like, I feel like I've tried to use that kind of gun in like a Call of Duty match before, and I got completely owned.
I'm pretty sure that gun was like in the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, like he brought like a Win 94 or something like that to school, and
he brought a Model 1887.
Yeah, it was the hear ye, the musket that he brought.
He was riding in his car to school, yelling out, "The British are coming! The British are coming!"
He rode a horse to school. and I don't know, that's not that bad, right? You know, if he brought like a Tech 9 and a pipe bomb to the cafeteria, I feel like that would be a bit worse, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Yeah, but he kept it in his car.
Yeah,
He had
it was in the trunk
a
of his
bullet
car.
in his pocket, I think.
Yeah, and he had a bullet on his person. It's not like he was walking into school and he had like a propane tank with a fuse on it.
Dude had like a cowboy hat, 2 belts of bullets, and just... It's high noon.
It's high noon. Yeah, but this kid, he got in an insane amount of trouble for this. And 2 thoughts come to mind when I see a situation of this description. One, it is just it's becoming ridiculous how hysterical the anti-gun laws are becoming in the country, because it's impossible to keep up. It's so difficult, especially in like California. It's so hard to keep up with what the current gun laws are. And
dude, it's just common sense, common law, gun control. You can't carry your pistol in your right pocket from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's common sense gun law.
Yeah. But this is just another thing where the amount of work that you have to do to keep up with what the law is in the United States is continuously increasing to a degree that is unreasonable. Like, you shouldn't have to have a law degree just to know what the laws are in the United States. And when you're an adult in Ohio, as far as I know, the state law is that you can have a gun and you can carry it in your car when you're an adult. But you can't have it in certain parking lots. Because he didn't even bring it into school. He just had it in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's somehow like a felony offense.
Jeez.
Yeah. And it triggers me. It makes me upset. Because I know for a fact that schools in the current year do not teach the correct interpretation of the Constitution. Okay. I've heard from far too many people. Far too many people think that the First Amendment exists because, like, you should be able to say mean things about the government and not get arrested for it. It's very, very common for people to have a secular interpretation of the Constitution. And no, the reason that the Constitution was made was not so that liberals could interpret it word by word and say, the Second Amendment says well-regulated militia, that means the military. No. Second Amendment and just the Bill of Rights in general was made so that the average person of average intelligence could understand what the rights were that were given to them by God. They were God-given rights. These are freedoms that your God, the Lord, granted to you. And if any government tries to take them away from you, then they should essentially be overthrown. And that's
why you gotta stop people from believing in God.
Yeah, I guess so. But that's how I interpret the Constitution, and that's how I believe it was meant to be interpreted. And by that understanding, the police force in this area who are reprimanding this kid for doing this, I'm not going to say what should happen to them. That might get me in trouble. But something bad. They should be defunded. How about that? I'm siding with the left now. We should defund the police.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
You know what? I do agree on this. But this whole conversation got me so blackpilled. I just wanna straight up take a break from electronics for the next I don't know how long. I'm just gonna turn this off computer and just go read a book or something.
And is the podcast gonna be offline for a while?
No. Like, I'm still gonna come from the podcast. I always have this feeling that I have to use the internet less. I've been trying to lessen it. Not as successfully as I should, maybe.
Yeah.
But right now is one of those moments where I just can't stand to be in front of a screen. I can't stand to see flashing lights, Audacity blaring, 8 fucking browser tabs, 2 screens, and I'm looking at this, I'm like, this is ruining lives. This is ruining the fabric of humanity. This is ruining one mother, one father, small community, the young people who love each other. I don't know. It's the oversaturation of the internet. I'm pretty sure people, maybe who listen to this podcast, will already kind of tell that I had a distaste to it that's been sort of like an addiction. Like, let's put it like this. It would have taken a much, much longer time to get people to stop believing in God, to just be open to sex with anybody, to be open to their wives being viewed by other men for money, if it weren't for the fucking internet.
Yeah.
If it weren't for all this shit. I'm starting, I get that Kaczynski. I get that. I get that guy. Should he have blonde people? Maybe not. But I get it. I'm tired, man. Tired of all this shit.
Yeah.
Artillery the Doomer. Congratulations, you fuckers. You did it again. Everybody was like, oh, rich, happy artillery is so boring. Here's sad and miserable artillery. I hate people and I don't hate people. But I'm just tired.
We've been going for like
tired.
an hour and 40 minutes. You want to wrap this up in a little bit?
I want to wrap this up.
All right.
You want to wrap this up now?
Yeah, we might as well. There's a couple things we didn't get to, but yeah, who cares? Who cares about Ocean Gate and...
I actually wanted to talk about it, but now I just don't have the fucking energy to. It's like, alright, it's awful what happened to those 5 people. They died immediately, but at the same time, we got a lot of videos being like, this design is shit, everybody should have never gone into it. It's all the benefit of hindsight, and it's entertaining. But it just feels like one of those nothing burger stories. 5 people die. People dying happens all the time. And it's not that it isn't tragic, but it isn't worth this much thought. Not in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe it is. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
I gotta pretend to know shit. Come on. Who's this? I'm not the smartest guy here. Redsante, aren't you the smartest guy here?
Dude, I'm not even sure if my IQ is 3 digits. I'm not that smart. Come on.
Alright, fair enough. I'm smarter than Redsante. Y'all heard it here on the podcast.
We're gonna have a game show next week.
Time.
Are you smarter than a Syrian man?
It's gonna be rigged. All the questions are gonna be like about Kalashnikovs and Roman history.
What is the correct spelling of the Syrian brand of vodka known in America as Smirnoff?
It's a different brand. It's just similar branding.
But alright.
Alright.
Well,
thank you guys for watching the Garbage Mice podcast. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concern, please go fuck yourselves.
If you have any questions or comments or concerns, I don't know what you should do with them. That's something that you have to figure out.
To stop artillery from going on the patented downward spiral, remember to subscribe to our Patreon. Isn't that right, Ritz?
Yes.
This whole time, this whole breakup story has been a cover for more Patreon money. Now give me that.
Fund the Spinner of Cursed Dinners, coming soon. It's probably not coming soon. It's probably coming in like 6 months.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
It's coming. Fund the spinner of cursed dinners. GarbageMice.net represents. We're out of here.
Peace.
Peace.